It was the final game. We could hear the music playing in the background. The game continued, and luckily, we managed to have our best player within the ranks. It was because of him that we were able to manage to get the goal that won everything.
Victory screech!
We felt our final glory. We soon managed to continue on, but eventually we were screaming like... We continued on, but eventually there was one person on the enemy team that was not that sportsful, and he yelled,
Shut up!
and that's when got mad. They stared at each other for a long time. The insults were flying back and forth. So they were all going all over the place, like,
Surprise, motherfucker!
Then eventually, Stelio knew exactly what to do. He called the enemy's sister, and his sister went,
Oh, you touched my car.
The enemy was ridiculously pissed. He knocked Stelio out and stole all of his money.
You are a pirate!
But he didn't manage to notice this because all he heard was, and it was over. He looked at all the scars that he had, he found himself in the hospital, and looked at all the scars that he had on his body. When he asked the doctor, how many things have been damaged inside of my body? The nurse replied,
It's over 9,000!
and then Stelio, shocked at this news, went,
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Stelio managed to continue running and screaming, shouting his head off, scaring everyone else. And apparently this wasn't the first time because all the doctor could say was, it wasn't soon enough till he broke into the armory. All you could hear was the explosions, going all over the place, destroying everything. But no one could ever think of this happening, because all they heard was...
What the fuck?
The vault was broken. Stelio, in his mad rage, found as many weapons as he possibly can to destroy everything. The patients heard.
Say hello to my little friend!
And then later on,
I'm a pirate,
soon enough, many innocents were dead. Mostly because you could hear the announcer going. But then one man stood up. He made sure that it was.
It's time to duel!
So they fall to the So Stelio confronted him, thinking, what is going on here? You really think you could beat me? The man replied, yes, because
I've got balls of steel.
So they continued to fight, and apparently there was no music at the time, so he came up with his own. Unfortunately, it wasn't over yet. The fight continued to go on, but then a shocking moment. Everything went black, and he woke up. Next thing you know, turns out Stelio was just having a dream. And then, that's the end of my story. Or is it? Oh my god. By far the best story ever told.